Hey guys, welcome back. This is ChosenArchitect, and today we're going to be getting stuff set up so that way we can make some Tectonic petroleum. I hope you guys are ready. Today we're going to go ahead and get started with the Tectonic Petrotheum. Now this thing is kind of cool, and we're going to have to figure out how to actually get it set up. So what I have over here is one of our base parts of this particular setup, and it shouldn't take too long for us to get a full iron drum full of essence. At this point, I do have 31 buckets worth. And all it's doing is I just have it piped here. I didn't worry about disconnecting this. It's not going to cause any issues. But what it's doing is it's pulling the essence out. Instead of just now leaving the drops on the ground, it's actually going inside of an iron drum, which is very easy to make. The iron drum is going to be definitely needed for this project. So let's go ahead and get the few things we're going to need. First of all, you're going to need obsidian being processed, and because you're going to need a lot of pulverized obsidian at this point. I mean, a lot of it. So that's what we're going to work on. So let's take a look at the Tectonic. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, Tectonic Petrotheum. And let's take a look at how to get this stuff. So to make this liquid, you're going to need Petrotheum dust and a Magma Crucible. So we're going to have to worry about how to get Nether Brick. And then we're also going to have to go through pretty much this is pretty much going to require us to do all of thermal expansion for the most part, or get all the machines from thermal expansion, because we're also going to need an Induction Smelter and all that good stuff. So Nether Brick, how do we go about getting Nether Brick? Well, we need Nether Rack, and to get Nether Rack, we're going to need magma blocks. To get magma blocks, we need magma creams, and for that we need some sort of slime mixed with blaze powder. Now, I don't know if we have any, but I think we have rice seeds. Rice seeds. I don't remember if rice seeds are like a drop that you get, or if you get them at all. I don't remember. So what are we gonna need? We're gonna need slime, right? I mean, we do have access to pink slime, but technically we need this slime, and we would need cactus. We don't have access to cactus just yet. I think we might be able to get away with pink slime if we can kill enough. So we do have a bit of pink slime. Let's go ahead and get a sword and a bucket. And we're going to try our best to get a few more pink slimes, because all we need is 4 of these to make 1 magma block. Then we can duplicate all of it. So how many buckets we have here? We have probably a couple, I would assume. And sometimes this drops 2. So let's get some actually, we'll do full blocks. And we can go with cobble, I don't mind. And let's just worry about getting our slime first. And we're going to stick around so that way these things will spawn. There we go. That's enough for 4. Or 5, actually. So we have a pretty good chance of getting at least 4 slime. Whether I know it's pink slime, and I know this is like a more expensive slime, but if it will get us some slime, we should be ready to rock and roll. Now, if we could get enough to make an entire slime block, that would be even better. But I don't think we're gonna get there and have 9 pink slime. We might. But I just don't see that happening. But it very well could happen. Let's take a look here. We do have the machine. If we need to place it back down, we can always place it back down. I just noticed that some of this actually requires pink slime ingots. And they have little faces on them. You can kind of see that sometimes they have like a little face on them, which is kind of hilarious. Oh, I already hear one. So yeah, we're going to try our best. Oh boy, here comes a whole horde of them. There's one. There's none on that one. That's okay. So 3 of them should have spawned. I don't know where the other one went, because we had enough for 3. Oh boy, I have a bad feeling that this is not going to work. If this doesn't work, we'll have to figure out another way to do this, and the only way I can think about is to set this back up and possibly go for more, or the garden cloche, we can make that real quick and get cactus. Because cactus, we can get a little bit of mana pretty quickly and most likely get that to spawn. Let's take a look real quick. Slime. So we don't have access to magma cream, of course. The only way I can see is going through Botania, which is going to take a little bit of time. I'm not too certain that that's the right way we should be doing this. This is technically not the right way either. I was almost positive that rice was in here. Alright, there's these two. Alright, one of you has to drop at least 2. Alright, there we go. 4. That's all we need. That's all we need. So, blaze powder. And we need 4 of those with the pink slime to get us magma cream. And then this will get us a magma block. And this is going to be used to convert... let's see. Do we need a mechanical drying basin? I think we might. Because this may not work in this particular drying basin. We may have to have the upgraded version. So it looks like. Alright, well, if it requires the mechanical drying basin, then let's go for it. We're going to need mineral. So to do that, let's go ahead and remove this tank. I don't think we need lava right yet. I don't think so. So we'll keep this for later, for lava. And we'll remove all of this. And this will actually get us some blocks. So let's take some of these logs. This is where we're going to get most of our stuff from. What we can do is squeeze this down. And voila, we get a whole block of this stuff. And let's take a look at this real quick. Drying basin. The mechanical drying basin. 2 obsidian, a normal drying basin, and 2 of the batteries, which is going to need a few blocks of this stuff. Which shouldn't take too long to get. We got to squeeze 4 of these. Pretty much 5 of these, I would say. 5, yeah, because we have some already. So it shouldn't take too long. And this stuff actually goes pretty fast. I'm just surprised that it only works in the mechanical one. Must be a specific recipe. And there we go. And that should be... I think we're going to do one more. One more. And we should have everything we need. Voila. Okay. So, back to this. We have that already. I'm just going to use this one. We'll be replacing that anyways. Awesome. So, go ahead and we'll just make these batteries. We need a few of those. 2 of these. Oh, and one of these blocks, by the way, need to be converted. There we go. 2 of these batteries. And last but not least, we need this. Why is the drying basin for some reason wasn't going in there? Okay, so we have this drying basin. That is not where I wanted to put it. It needs to go in front of power, because this actually requires power, as you can see here. And our magma block needs to go in here. I don't think this is duplicatable. No. So this inside of a drying basin is going to get me netherrack. And netherrack can then be duplicated. Awesome. And whatever we get duplicated, we need to grab real quick. That is going to be our brick. And we need to smelt it. Perfect. So we have the brick for the Magma Crucible. I know this may sound confusing, but we also now need to get an Induction Smelter. So the Induction Smelter is just going to be a machine frame, a reception coil, 2 gold and an Invar gear, and some sand. And that will get us an induction smelter. So, I need to actually set up an area. Let's remove all this. We'll put thermal machines here. Okay, and we'll route power. I'm going to put them on the inside, and on the back is going to get the power. So, we can do some more furnace generators. And we'll make a few of those. There's 8 furnace gens. I'm using these because we have access to a lot of power. Let me go ahead and I'll line these up, and then we'll route leadstone power to them. Perfect. And then we'll just route leadstone throughout the whole thing. So leadstone flux ducts. And all of this will receive a good dose of power. Perfect. That should be enough to run several machines with like little to no issue. Now we need coal. And this is where we have a lot of coal. And I may set up a chest where we can automatically put the coal inside these machines, but for right now, this should stay running for a little while. It is separating all the power between all of them, so it shouldn't burn as much fuel. There we go. So that should be powering this. I'm actually going to move the pulverizer. Well, I may leave it there for right now. We have no real need to move it. But we do need the Magma Crucible over there. So, let's take our brick. We're also going to need some more. There we go. And we'll convert this over. Alright, so we have the Induction Smelter, we need the Magma Crucible. Now we also need a... well, technically the Magma Crucible can't be made yet. We need lead. And we need that to be pulverized. So I'm going to have this pulverize some lead for me. I'm going to break this off. We do no longer need this. And you know what? I am going to take my pulverizer. Because it's running out of power. And when it's over here, it can have plenty of power. I'll set it up here so that way I can move my chests. Just like that. Perfect. And that can lay on the ground. There we go. So we'll set up the automation for this like so. Same as it was. Make sure that this is turned on there. We'll throw the lead back on here. So it goes first. And then we'll work on the rest of our obsidian. And I'm going to take this pulverized lead. I'm going to throw it in here, along with some pulverized obsidian. And that's going to start producing some of that hardened glass. Perfect. Alright, so, back to this. So, thermal expansion. We need the Magma Crucible, which we can now make. Because I'm pretty sure we have enough. Alright, we have our brick that we're going to need. Super simple there. So, let's go ahead and make this. We should have our harden at this moment. There's our hardened glass. Magma Crucible. All we need is the machine frame. We'll make 2 of those because we're going to need those. We'll make 2 reception coils. Magma Crucible, and then we also need a fluid transposer. We should have everything for this. Yeah, fluid transposer. Alright. So these are pretty much all the machines you're going to need, I think. So the Magma Crucible, I want this to go up top. Fluid transposer going on the bottom. Let those receive a little bit of power. And yeah, let this sort of do its thing. It's going to take a little bit of time. But as you can see here, we're getting the glass we need. I'll take this, throw this over here. We'll worry about getting that hardened glass. That will help us later on. And there we go. So now at this point, we should probably just take this drum over here off. And we'll place a new drum so we're not wasting any. And while we are using this drum, we can go ahead and be working with this. So I'm going to place this drum here. We're going to use a pipe to transfer this fluid out. So let's go ahead and grab a fluid transfer pipe. Very easy stuff to do. And we'll pull the fluid out, and we'll throw that inside the fluid transposer. And let's go ahead and reset this, and we'll allow this to go inside this side. And we'll auto accept. And actually, for right now, we'll go ahead and remove this. We'll remove the Magma Crucible. And we'll put the Magma Crucible somewhere else for right now. We don't really need it. We don't need it in our way, basically. We do need a chest, though. And what I like to do is actually take 2 of the chests. And I'm going to turn this machine on its side, pretty much. So let's take this machine. I need to turn it sideways. I could have used a wrench, but I don't think this wrench actually works that way. So this is going to be turned sideways. So this technically should be the back. So we'll make sure to route this into the back. Right, this is the back. So that should be the back. This is going to be this side. So we should have that as an output, and the top will be blue as an input. And what we're going to do, put the chest here, make sure this is actually set, make sure these 2 buttons are clicked. And we're going to start throwing this into the chest, because we need all this pulverized obsidian in here, and letting this machine actually work. Now, this machine is going to need some upgrades, because it is very slow, and we're going to definitely need some upgrades. So I've been cooking some Invar to get this thing some kits. So the Invar is going to be required for the kit, and we could get a couple machines kitted up. And then we actually need to make Electrum, which at this point should be very easy. We have an Induction Smelter. Electrum is silver and gold. So we can grab some silver and gold. And we can at least get these things upgraded to the tier 2 for everything. There we go. That should be pretty simple. On these, we can go ahead and upgrade them with the kit. Same for that. We'll get our main machines that we're going to be using a bunch upgraded. And we can throw some augments in them. These augments are going to be the ones that will definitely be needed. There we go. We'll just make a bunch of augments. Right now, these can only accept 1 augment. That one already has one. And you can see they do go a little bit faster. This one is going to be pretty slow, but it is producing the Basal's powder, which we're going to use that later on to make Pyrotheum dust. Now, the Pyrotheum dust is going to be required inside the Magma Crucible. I'm almost positive, if I remember correctly, and that is what is going to actually generate the Tectonic Petrotheum. So this is pretty much the whole setup for that, is getting us to this point. Now, I am going to have to route this power around, probably go over the top and just place it over here, because we're going to set this up so that way it's automated. All this will be automated fairly soon. You can see it does use quite a bit of experience for this process, and we're going to need quite a bit of it. So look at all that Electrum. I think that's going to be plenty for right now. So let's go ahead and get the kits. And we do have hardened glass now at this point. So let's go ahead and make a few of those. We're missing 1 hardened glass. There we go. And we'll keep those upgrades and those augments, because we're going to be needing them. Okay, so we should be able to throw another one in each one of these machines. And that should speed it up a fair amount. That should make that a little bit faster. At least while we're working on other things, that could be doing its stuff. Now, what we get for this is really nice. We get these blacker lotuses, which fill up mana pools really quickly. We may not even have to worry about using mana generation at this point, because we could just fill it up with these blacker lotuses, make Terra Still, and be good to go. Because I think 4 of these, I think one of them is a half a mana, or a quarter of a mana pool, a full mana pool. It's been a while, but I think that's what it is. I don't remember. And then we also get a resonant energy cell, which is really nice, because that's a top tier energy cell, and we can start storing some power, which will be very handy later on. And then also the garden cloche. The garden cloche is not that hard to get. So to get the garden closure, we are going to need treated wood planks. And to get treated wood, you guys probably know how treated wood works. Let's see. We need some creosote oil to get onto the treated wood, or like a bucket surrounded by regular wood. So, and this can be any wood, it doesn't matter. But to get creosote, you may be wondering, how am I going to get creosote oil? Well, we're going to use our induction smelter. So, thermal expansion. I'm not even going to build anything else. I'm literally just going to go with the Pyrolithic conversion. Let's go ahead and make this guy. It's going to require an Invar gear and a netherrack brick and 2 copper plates, which we can actually start making our tinker stuff. Where's this at? This requires... Oh, this requires treated sticks? No, regular sticks. We just don't have any sticks. We'll get those real quick, though. Alright. So, let's get back to making that. We need the hammer. I'll keep the hammer because we're going to need it for copper. And we'll make 2 plates, and that will get us one of these things. This lovely augment here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take, not wood, but coal. And we're going to make a coal blocks. And we're going to throw that in this machine. So let's remove one of these augments. Put this augment in here. Actually, we got to take both these augments out, I think. Oh, maybe not. Only certain items can be processed. Only specialization may be installed. Maybe this requires like a top tier. Unable to install augment. I bet this requires like a top tier. Oh, Redstone Furnace specialization. What? Hold on. We're getting into territory that I'm unfamiliar with. Only one specialization may be installed. And it's for the Redstone Furnace. What? That doesn't make sense. Oh, I guess it does. Furnace. Well, if that's the case, that's even better. Because we can just use the Redstone Furnace. Okay. So let's go ahead and make that real quick. We need tin gear. We need this guy, machine frame. See, like I said, we're making all of the thermal machines today, it seems like. And we need brick. So clay. I thought we made up brick, but I guess we probably ran out at this point. Most likely have ran out. We made that pretty fast. There we go. Throw all this stuff in. We don't need any of these things in our inventory anymore. I can't keep this augment in here because it doesn't go in that machine. I thought it went in that machine. I am actually surprised. I threw the wrong thing in there, didn't I? Well, we can go ahead and grab all this out. I was cooking up some glass because I figured we probably would need it later on down the road. 3, 4, perfect. There's our first brick. And we're gonna wait for our last few. So, let's check on this. 43, that's doing pretty good. We can actually take this. I want to go ahead and get this started. And we can look at, see what this is actually used for. So let's go into here, the Tectonic Petrotheum, this, and we need some more pulverized obsidian, basically. And that will give us a bunch of Petrotheum. We can throw that in here, we can go ahead and get that processed. I can go ahead and make upgrades for that. There we go. And we have 2 auxiliary augments, because we have a bunch of augments, really. I'm just working on getting that furnace going so we can get that other stuff made. And that should start producing that pretty fast. We'll grab a drum. The drum just holds so much fluid, so it's almost a must use. It's so much better than all the other stuff once you have some iron. And fluid transfer. And we'll just get this started. We'll just get this set up. And there we go. It's already starting to build up, and we just pretty much have to get, I think it was 50 buckets worth? Yeah, 50 buckets worth of this stuff is all we need. Alright, so back to the Redstone Furnace. We have enough brick at this point. Redstone Furnace. There we go. Alright, kits. We are going to want to upgrade this thing too. This will be very slow without the kits. There we go, we have that part done. And this one's going to get this, and I think maybe the augment. I don't know if it can accept the augment. We'll go ahead and throw the upgrades. And we'll throw this in. And an upgrade. And this adds a tank to it. And then we can just throw the block of coal in here, and it's going to take a little while. That it is. And what it should do is give us a bunch of creosote over here. So I'll be back once this kind of starts working. There you go. You can see it is very slow, even with this amount of augments. But this is going to give us a large quantity. I think almost this whole thing is going to be full with one block of coal. It'll give us quite a bit of creosote. That's all I'm after is a creosote at this point. So this is now finished, and we should be able to pull a bucket out. It did give us 2 buckets worth, pretty much, which is quite a lot. So let's get our wood. And we just pretty much have wood surrounded by a bucket of this. Gives us treated wood. I'm gonna go ahead and grab one more bucket. And there we go, treated wood. Perfect. And that pretty much bypasses like half of immersive engineering at that point. So we're gonna need a table from immersive engineering. Is it registered as table? We're gonna need this guy, the workbench. So we'll have to make fence. So we'll need treated wood sticks. There we go, treated wood fence. That should be enough to get us the engineer's work table. We're gonna need this. And we're also going to need, what else is it? Just the treated wood planks, I do believe, later on. Okay, so the engineer's work table. We need a specific type of blueprint that is going to get us the vacuum tube. So we're going to need this engineer's blueprint, right? Let's go back. What is this one? Components. So we're going to need the components one, which is this one right here. I think we're just missing paper. Which we should be able to easily get. Water. The buckets, we'll just do it this way again. We do have some sugarcane at this point, but it's honestly not enough. This close will be very helpful for getting paper, but by this point we really won't need much paper. Alright, so back to the blueprints. Maybe not. BLUE, print. Components. And we're missing one piece, right? We're missing an aluminum ingot? Oh, we may have to wait for something to unlock the aluminum ingot. Oh, mana! So we're gonna have to get mana in a mana pool to be able to do that. Okay, so we won't be able to get to the garden cloche today because it's kind of... This technically should be right here, maybe. Flipped around. Huh. Well, I'm glad I know that now. That we're going to need a piece of aluminum. Well, that kind of blocks out the garden cloche, so you can't actually get the garden cloche until you've done your mana stuff. Well, that makes a lot of sense. The mana, though, is not going to be too hard to get together. We already have a bunch of flowers at this point. So, let's see. Not oxeye daisies. We need dandelions. Let's see. What are they called? They're called, well, I guess we could look. Red dye. Those? Do we not have any more flowers? I guess not. Huh. But we do have a bunch of bone meal. So I am going to use that. And I guess we can go ahead and start working on that. So yeah, with this, we just basically need to clear out until we get some flowers. I thought we had a bunch of flowers, but I guess not. Yeah, the dandelions. So yeah, we're basically, you need to get enough of these flowers so that way you can start producing some Botania flowers. And all you really need is a, you're gonna need a white flower. And then you should be about ready to go. But the garden close should be pretty easy for you to get. I don't think that you can get the aluminum any other way. Like, if it gives you as a reward, that means it's probably the only way you can possibly get it. But we did get most of this set up today. I know that we didn't get anything completed this episode, which is perfectly fine, because we're at that point where most of this stuff is just going to be set up. You know, really. We're going to be doing a lot of setup. Because a lot of the stuff towards the end is just going to take a lot of time, and the best way you can bypass that time is by having it fully automated and get it started sooner. Because right now, I would have to get all the way through thermal to make that faster. But I think getting all the way through thermal would actually take longer, because we'd have to get all kinds of other stuff. Like, if we wanted a kit, if we wanted to upgrade to the Signalium, we'd have to get ourselves Blizz powder. And to get the Blizz rod, we'd have to do... we'd have to make Blizz, which you would get from... I'm pretty sure you can make this stuff. Yeah, with the snowballs and fluid experience like we're doing. You would have to use snowballs, which you'd have to make a glacial precipitator. And you'd have to go through that whole process. I think that would take a little bit longer. That's just me. Yeah, I'm just kind of grabbing a bunch of flowers. So, we have a bit of flowers now. And what I'm going to try and do is at least get... Let's go to Botania. Fertile Fertilizer? Or Floral Fertilizer? And we're going to make a bit of this. So that we had enough to get 3. Which is fine. Really, all you need is 1. All you need is 1, and then you're good. And you can make a bunch of this fertilizer. So we did not get a white flower, unfortunately. I was hopeful, but we did not get one. We're going to need a mortar and pestle. Very easy to make there. Oh, maybe not. Maybe if we don't have any wood, it's not. There we go. Mortar and pestle, and we already have the bone meal, and we need shears. So what you end up doing is just turning any of the flowers into petals, making a bunch of them, copying them, and then using shears on them to get all your flowers. Throw these out. And there we go. And then, yeah, you can just pretty much use these petals right here with a mortar and pestle and just throw all this stuff in here. At this point, we don't need any of this right now. We'll take our mortar and pestle. We'll leave at least 1 here. There we go. And that should give us enough to make even more floral fertilizer. Like that. Pretty simple. And with this, I hope we get a white flower. I know this isn't the biggest area to be doing this for. Probably being blocked by a lot of things. But there we go. So yeah, this is we're getting really close to the end of the episode, so I hope you guys are enjoying these videos. We are getting through a lot of progression right now, and I know it's just all kind of a mess, I guess. There's not really any decorating in this pack. That's mainly because we're on a timer, and I would like to get this done like as fast as possible, and then, you know, that way you guys can look at the time and go, huh, I can totally beat that, and then go and beat my time and send me a screenshot. Because I am doing this while recording, so I'm not like trying it real fast. I think maybe one day I might try to do this whole pack real fast on a live stream and actually beat it as fast as I can, or at least try to do this as fast as I can. Like, and just do a whole marathon, live stream marathon. I don't know. We'll see. It may be like a 24-hour thing. I don't know. But anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this, or hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. If you did, don't forget to click that subscribe button if you haven't already, and also give this video, guys, a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. And as always, thanks for watching.